was not many restaurants then. Actually, when we were still in, I don't know if Sir Do I have told you, no? When we were still in high school, we are really fond of eating out. So we're not the kind of barkada who goes out and drink. No, we're more of pig out. That was a joke before that when we grow up, we will open something like this, no, in Cagayan. So that was the story before, no. Actually, Sir Doy is the one who really said, "Now we have to be different. We have to offer something different here in Cagayan de Oro." So there was also a fear na during that time, not everybody goes out to eat. Cagayan was so small during that time. No mall pa, diba? So, okay, so we'll open something different. So part of that is, it has to be, that's why it's named Bigby'S. It has to offer big food. Because Sir Doy has a big appetite. Before, when we go out, he has to order two. That's why he said, we have to make something that when we order one dish, it's enough. Okay, for one person. So that was the plan, no? So we have to be different. Yes, and even the service has to be different. Okay, like when we greet, diba? That was the issue before na why is everybody shouting? But now you can really see some of the restaurants here are doing that exactly the same thing. Yes. No, so it's different, no? Like we have to be different, no? Like the singing of the birthday song, even the food that we offer has to be remembered. That was really the plan, no? Na it has to be good, no? It has to be even if it's just a pork chop, it should be different, no? So that was really the plan. Okay, so what I call it is, it's like every day it's a show that you have to make sure na everything is prepared before the store opens. Like for example, here in Binbetcay, we open at 11, so at 9 o'clock, I mean, there's already cook and managers who will be taking care of the opening procedure, like inventories, mess and plus of the kitchen, and even in the dining area. So, as early as 9 o'clock, there's already people here. 13 to 14 years already. Fun, but it was a great adjustment for me. But it was really fun. Like, you really don't know what to expect in a day's operation. If you want challenge, that's the good side of the operations. It's not gonna be boring. You do not know who's gonna dine in. You do not know what are the problems that will arise in the day's operation. It's really not easy. Actually, the hardest part, like for example, when I train managers, it's easy to train them like how to serve, how to make the place clean. But the hardest part is how to handle people, because there's a lot of different people, like different attitudes, different backgrounds, and you really have to adjust from one person to another. Like for example, if you're the restaurant manager, it's very hard because there's different levels of people in a restaurant. Like for example, you have cooks who are skilled workers, and you have dishwashers who are just, some of them are just college level. In terms of attitude and values, it's really very different. And you have the dining people who are graduate. Some of them are graduate with all the personalities, no? And so it's different from one department to another department. So it's a big challenge. We always make it a point to make it fun for everybody, na they will say that they love what they're doing. And because if they do not love what they're doing, it will really show, especially in the dining area. If they do not love what they're doing, it will show also in their work. And we have this kind of, to make it fun, we have different programs. We have this motivation for each employees na, example, today, let's promote soup. Okay, so we make it a point na we group them so that it will build teamwork among them. The highest seller will win an award. It's a simple like slice of cake, no, or anything, no, that they will, or even a load. I find it that if you make a motivation program, it should only last for a week. If it will last longer than that, it won't be effective anymore. I also have a motivation program of selling one item, but it is inter-branch. Like for example, Cagayan versus Cebu. There's a competition between branches. So at the end of the month, so we compute everything. So the highest seller will also win an award. The most effective reward, I find it, is money. Even if it's just 500, 1,000, or even 100 peso for the day, or even 20 peso for the day. I find it that's the most effective. There's one branch that I heard, no, one manager actually, she told me na it doesn't matter what's the price. Basta samu amam is we won our branch. The pride of winning the competition. You just have to remember that you should be professional. There's really a lot of employees that I've handled already. And believe me, some of them really test your patience. You should never get angry. Because they're really testing your patience so that you will lose control. For example, they make a mistake. But if you said one wrong word, okay, they will remember that. But they will not remember what's the mistake of the person. They will always remember na, si mom said this. So that's why it's very important na never to lose your temper, no? Actually, I have a rule that I let them go to the office when I correct them. Like for example, if her name is John, his name is John, I will just say, John office. They already know. But if I just say, okay, why is this like this? That's just operations. But when I say office and it's closed door, everybody will be talking. Why is he in the office? Why is he in the office? Because that's how I do it. You call them, you let them sit down, and you talk. Everybody also knows, like my staff knows that I'm very transparent. So I really do not hide. Like for example, when I do not like what I see, I always tell them. It's just like that. No complaints, no out of stock, and this smooth operation like fast service. With the customers, it's really very hard, no? Like guests complain, like my server spilled drinks, I guess. So that was really, I said, okay, what will we do? It was a weekend and I think night out time, and she was dressed for the night and said, what will I do? And it was already 9 o'clock. So the mall is closed already because sige, I'll buy na lang new
She
shirt. Doesn't want the shirt that we have, like the Bigby'S shirt. I really went to casino in Cebu to buy clothes because there's open boutiques there. She even said, okay, how long?
Wow.
And you really have, okay, I'll go. So I really extend to that effort. And when I arrived, so I gave na the clothes. It's too big. I said, okay, I cannot do anything about it already. You know, and that was one of the hardest. But you tried your best to really please the customer. So that's it. Yes, I think they're always right. Sometimes you just have to understand them. Especially if customers are hungry. Like for example, I handle branches if I receive complaints. Okay. Of course, my managers will always be, because when I ask them, they will always be defensive because it's their branch. But I said, no, it's really, we have to really to listen to them because that's how we learn. Next time we do this. We have really a lot of competitions, no? I've experienced it in Cebu. Like the restaurants are really beside you, no? And there's always a lot of opening, closing, opening of other restaurants. But every time there's a restaurant that's gonna open, what I do is I do refresher training to my staff because I believe na if you maintain the service, the quality, then people will always come back. They will always try. That's really a fact that they will always try something new. But will they come back to you? Will they remember you? So that's always what I said. I will say to my staff na you make them remember you. To be successful, it's really hard work. If you, like for example in a restaurant, that's what I said na it's really hard work because manually, like labor, you really have to work. Okay, money won't just come. Okay, you really have to do it yourself. Okay, and show it to your staff. This is how to do it. Being true to what you do, and you have to love really what you do, because if there's really no passion, it's really gonna be so hard. In my 14 years in Bigby'S, I really won't say na in the 14 years, there was also a time that I felt burnt out. No, na I said, kapoy na kayo. No, it's really very hard. No, but when I think of all the people who are leaning or are holding at you, no, like I said, when you give up, what will my manager say? No, it's really very hard. Like it's really easy to say na, like for example for me, no, like I can always say na it's enough, I don't want anymore. No, but if you think of all those people who works for you, and if you give up, how would they feel? Okay, because I really do not know, like I have a lot of people. I'm handling a lot of people, so that is really one motivating factor for me. But I'm also human. Like there are really times na I really don't feel working. I said I'm tired, okay? So there are really times like that. But if you see people like they really need this job, so okay, sige, let's go.
So that inspires you.
Yes. So it's